What up, world? And welcome back to another episode of the Seeds of Success podcast. It's your host, Colin Walters, and I'm coming to you live. It's Saturday, April 29th. It is 10:09 a.m., a little unorthodox of a recording right here, but this was the first week that I did not hit my Transformation Tuesday. And so, in my commitment to continue putting out a podcast every week for the next 10 years, that decade-long commitment that I made, I didn't hit Transformation Tuesday, but we're not going to miss the week. So here we are getting this episode out. And I thought I would jump on and just, if any of you follow me on social with Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you'll know that tomorrow is the Eugene Marathon that I've been training for the last 5 months or so. And so I thought I would jump on and just share a little bit because there's a reason why I missed Transformation Tuesday. And that is quite simply because taper week for this marathon tomorrow did not go as planned. None of it was how I envisioned. None of it was what I anticipated. Sunday night rolled around, went to bed, super excited for this week. It was race week. We had parents and family and Shelby's mom coming to town on Friday to be here for race week. It was the end of our quarter for work. Was in the final processes of closing on a house. And it was just going to be a super exciting week coming up. 1 a.m. that night hits and I wake up feeling horrible. I don't know what's going on. I haven't felt sick to my stomach in years. And I woke up just feeling ill is the best way I can describe it. Ill, sick, nauseous, however you want to frame it up. I tossed and turned in bed for the next couple hours, slept maybe on and off 10 minutes at a time, 15 minutes. And it was so uncomfortable. And then 4 a.m. hit and it was the boiling point. Mouth started salivating, sprinted to the bathroom, threw up. And this was the start of the whole journey of this taper week. From that point on, it was that same cycle over and over all the way up until that next night. I mean, I was on the carpet at one point during that day and could not get myself up onto the couch. Body was shaking, body was aching, legs were screaming at me. I didn't know what was going on. I just felt sick, kept throwing up, no electrolyte, just couldn't eat a single thing. It was not the way I had envisioned race week starting off, to say the least. So that came around, diarrhea for the next 3 days, still on the couch, bedridden for the next 2 days. Gosh, it was a journey. And it was one of those where I really, some takeaways. I really tried to control what I could, which was taking in electrolytes, trying to replenish my body of the calories that I had lost. I lost over 9 pounds in those 3 days. Trying to keep those calories in that I was consuming, trying to get rest. So adequate rest, trying to just sneak in any sleep that I could here and there in these pockets of time, and then trying to get my very best sleep that I could, not even setting an alarm the next morning. There was no alarm set this week. This was just me doing what I could control at my very best to try to put myself in the best spot for the next hour or for that next day. Right? This was not thinking about the race this Sunday. This was thinking one step at a time, one neutral behavior at a time. What is the next best thing that I can do, neutrally speaking, objectively speaking? That's basically what I was trying to focus on this week. And it was an interesting mental battle, that I definitely will say. And so, that was kind of where I wanted to jump on the podcast here and share that I just got done with my very last taper run of this training plan. And it was the best one that I've had in the last 4 days. Wednesday, I did a 15-minute run in the evening. So hard. Felt like I was relearning how to run. Thursday morning rolled around and I tried to do a little bit more. It was a 30-minute run, 10 times harder. Totally forgot how to run. It was insane. Like I was trying to hit speeds and like Friday rolled around. Friday was just as tough. But today gave me hope. Today I was trying to focus on a couple different things. Continuing to force turnover with the legs and continuing to just retrain my legs and retrain my body in the short amount of time that we have, And so some of the points that I want to make on this podcast though right now is that here's what happened. Something out of my control happened. And so what we did was control what we can, take in good electrolytes, hydration, water, food, calories, try to keep them in best we can, get sleep, rest. I had this mindset book next to my bed that I was trying to read little bits here and there. Visualization at times, right? And also just being real with myself too about how I was feeling. Like I wasn't going to tell myself that I was feeling great if I wasn't feeling great. Like I wanted to be as real with myself as I could so that I could take the necessary steps in order to actually realistically start feeling good. And so that was what, what we did during the week. And the other thing is that I knew that I was going to get to the starting line. And for those of you that have been following along, you know that my number one goal is to get to the starting line, because last year at this point in time, I was not getting to that starting line and had to defer to this year. Hence, here we are today. And so that was the number one goal. All time goals and everything is that's going to be icing on the cake, right? But at the end of the day, right now, I am focused on getting to the starting line and then doing the very best that I can. Tomorrow, I'm going to go out and give everything that I freaking got. I'm going to go and still execute the race plan that we put together. I'm going to take in my gels every 3 miles like we've been training for. The work has already been done. The work's been getting done for, honestly, I would say the last decade. But here we are, the specific training plan, right, for this marathon. The work was literally done. This week was nothing more than just getting blood moving, feeling good on these runs, getting legs turned over, resting, recovering, letting the body continue to do its thing to get into that peak state. It wasn't ideal how it happened. No, but we can't control that, right? And so, but we controlled what we could. And tomorrow we're going out knowing that I'm going to put the best foot forward that I can. And that in itself is going to be a success. That I'll tell you, right? It was kind of interesting to see Giannis Antetokounmpo, and forgive me if I absolutely butchered that, but hearing him talk about his definition of what failure and success is, right? It's not always winning that national championship, but it's, are you doing your absolute best to achieve that ultimate goal, right? Like that is realizing success on a day-to-day basis, right? And so I'm excited to go out and, a couple silver linings, one thing, thinking that we're going to have to go tap into some mental chambers that haven't been tapped into before. Marathons are already hard, right? So let's go see what we're made of tomorrow and go put this thing to the real test. And so I'm excited just to go and do that. And I'm excited because this taper run just went well too. And I was just like, tried some different things, and it worked. If my legs weren't turning over, I focused on having a higher cadenced arm swing, and it seemed to turn over my legs better. And I was able to clip some easy pace. And it felt good to like try some of those things, and it also forced me to pick up that mindset book. It's called Endure, by the way. That's the one I'm picked up right now. And, it forced me to pick up that book and start digging into some things that I hadn't been digging into, and so there's always silver linings with these things. And it's not always ideal. It's not always what you envision, but that's the beauty of it. And talking with my coach about this earlier this week, if everything always went exactly to plan, right, then it's like, that is the best day ever, right? If it's, we have Ironman coming up here in a couple months as well. Like that goes perfect to plan. That is like, 99 times out of 100, never going to happen. It is, how do we deal with things when they come up? How do we deal with these things mentally, emotionally, right? What are the activities that we're going to do to be able to adapt, create a new plan, and execute on that plan, right? And so it's just this continued battle with life, right? Of just things come up, how do we handle it? And just putting ourselves to the test to go see what we're really made of. So anyways, those are some of my thoughts that I wanted to just get out there right now in order to just share this. They were on my heart, and I needed to get a podcast out. Here it is. I needed to create some content. Figured I'd do that all with this one recording right here. So work smarter, not harder, people. Tomorrow's the Eugene Marathon. I hope that everybody's having a great day. I'm feeling like night and day from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is a totally new person standing before you here on the mic in your ear. So anyways, thank you for tuning in, you beautiful people. And I will talk to you and see you on the next episode. Let's go get this thing tomorrow, baby. Let's go.